Hey, what up, y'all? It's me, your boy, Lil D, coming at you from the den, and I'm going to be talking about me going back to school. I'm going to school for my master's in science of nursing with an emphasis in health informatics, also known as Nursing Informatics. So I told you guys on Instagram that I was going back to school, and it's going to be happening in 2 weeks. So I'll be back in online school, and I'm going to Grand Canyon University to get my master's. So for the longest time, it was between getting my nurse practitioner and getting my master's in nursing informatics. Now, getting my NP, my nurse practitioner, is not something I really wanted. But whenever I talk to school and I talk to other people about going back to school, that is always what they told me to go for, was my nurse practitioner. And pretty much 50% of my unit on the floor that I work on, everyone is going for their nurse practitioner. Whereas I've only met one person on my unit, and we go through a lot of people on the nursing units, because we stay busy. But I've only met one person who's gone for their nursing informatics. Now, it took me a while to decide if I was going to go for my nursing informatics or my nurse practitioner, because everyone was telling me to go for one or the other. It finally came down to it because my work helps with tuition reimbursement, and up until a certain point they were going to help pay for my master's, my nurse practitioner. But a couple months ago they told us that they weren't going to do that anymore, because the hospital doesn't employ, at least mine doesn't employ, nurse practitioners. They're usually going with the doctors and through their contracts. So it's not really beneficial for the hospital to help you go to school for this if they can't utilize your skill. So I think this was really the turning point for me, because nursing informatics is something I really wanted to do. And it has to do more with computer side of nursing and documentation and making the workflow more easy. But this was the turning point when they weren't going to help me pay anymore. Plus, it's more money, but they weren't going to help me pay anymore. So I'm like, why am I going to go to school for something that I don't want to, just because everyone is telling me to, and you're not even going to help me pay for it? Whereas my company that I work with, my hospital, they'll hire me as a nursing informatics person, and they'll help me pay up to $5,000 a year. And the way I have it going, I'm going to be in it for 3 years, where the program is only 2, but I'm starting at the end of this one. So I'll get $5,000 next year, and then when I finish in the last year, I'll get the last $5,000. So that's $15,000. One of the biggest things that I came across when deciding to go into informatics was the thought that I'm running away from my duty, running away from patients. Whereas nurses, you think they're at the forefront, they're the ones providing all the care. Unless you watch Grey's Anatomy, then the doctors are doing it. But I mean, come on. But I felt like I was running away from my duty. And lately I've been doing my duty, but my patients have been rude. They haven't been appreciative. And I get that the patients are in their worst time, but in a couple of years, I don't know if I'll still I don't think I'll still want to be working at the bedside. And I'd rather be doing work that's benefiting the nurses that are wanting to do that work, because they put in a lot of hard work. If I can make the workflow for them easier and make more charting streamlined for them, they'll be thankful for that, and that'll make me feel good. And that's me doing my duty as a nursing informatics person. I might not be at the bedside, but I'm behind the scenes and I still have a role. And with technology changing the way healthcare is every single day, I mean, my hospital still used paper charts 5 years ago when I started at that hospital, because I've been there 6 years now. We still had paper charts. So online documentation is still a rather new thing, and that's something I want to be a part of. If you're thinking about going for your nursing informatics, or you're struggling with the idea of nursing informatics versus nurse practitioner, think about what you want to do. Do you want to be dealing with patients, or do you want to be more behind the scenes? Because it really comes down to that. Nursing informatics, you're behind the scenes. It's more computer work. You're dealing more with staff. Nurse practitioner, you're not as like one-on-one as a nurse is with the patients, but you're still having those interactions. So there's many other factors, but you kind of have to take those two into consideration on what you want to do. And that's kind of how it helped me decide. I hope this was relatable. I know I've searched for videos on this, nursing informatics versus nurse practitioner, and I couldn't find anything. But I have gotten reached out to by a couple people on Instagram, so this is my explanation. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you want me to talk about the program once I get started a little bit more, then also leave a comment down below. And maybe I'll do a more focused about nursing informatics video in the future. But I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.